Hi y'all, I'm Nicole Mrziatsky and I'm going to go over some of the finer points of the Wildlife Acoustics Song Meter Mini Bat that we're going to be using for our acoustic bat monitoring project in our Texas Master Naturalist Lost Pines chapter. This Song Meter Mini Bat was sent to us by the Texas Nature Trackers, and this device is property of the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department. They cost about $500, and if they get water inside of them, they're ruined. So we want to be extra careful with them and make sure that we know how to open them and close them properly and how to use it, and that's what we're going to do right now. So this number is associated with our chapter. It's also digitally associated with our chapter, so they know where all the information is coming from. This little doodad on the side is for an external microphone. We're not going to use it, so let's not worry about it. This is the ultrasonic microphone that we're going to be using. When we mount it, we want to point this microphone at a wide open space. No trees, no buildings, no solid fences, nothing that is going to create clutter or interference with the recording. So not straight at water. They're asking us to mount these at least 1.4 meters above the ground. That's about 4.5 feet. So on top of a fence post is probably fine. They'd like to mount it higher if you can. I had thought about some ideas for mounting it, such as if there's nothing in the area where you want to put it at or just in the right spot, maybe a 6 or 8 foot ladder that you could stake down with some guy lines and stakes like a tent, so that it doesn't get knocked over by the wind or other wildlife. When you are mounting it, you also want to make sure that whatever you're mounting it on, that you mount the microphone past the edge, so that the edge of whatever you're mounting it on doesn't create clutter for the microphone as well. So just past the edge of whatever it is that you're mounting it on. They are leaving it up to us where we mount them and what we mount them with. I'm going to try and put some zip ties, Velcro straps, little tiny bungee cords, some aluminum wire that bends really easy, so that hopefully you'll have the best chance to mount this to whatever you're hoping to mount it to and get the best results, okay? So when we put this out to deploy it in the location that it's going, it needs to be configured for that location. So you're going to want to open it up, configure it, and then close it back up and mount it in that place. And this needs to be done before sunset on Mondays, and then taken down and turned off on Friday morning after sunrise. We're going to be recording 30 minutes before sunset all the way till 30 minutes after sunrise every night is when this is going to be recording. And we'll go over that a little bit more. The next thing is going to be, how do you open it? I saw on the Wildlife Acoustics video, the guy was just pop it off. But it's a little bit more difficult than that. So I'm going to show you real quick. If you put your fingers right underneath this little edge right here and put your thumb on the top, you can push with your thumb and pull up with your fingers, and it'll pop. Don't keep pulling though. Then you're going to put your thumb underneath it and keep it levered up, and do the same thing with the other side. Just put your fingers under this ledge, your thumb on the top, push down with your thumb and up with your fingers, and the lid comes right off. All right. Inside we have an off and on switch and a pairing button. We have our 4 batteries, which we will replace if we need to, and we might at least once, I think. We have our SD card that I think is going to last us our whole 9 weeks, but if we need to get another one, we will. Hopefully, we don't need to mess with anything else inside of here, but if we do, don't worry. There's people that know how to do it. So really important, putting the lid back on right before you deploy it. You want to make sure that it is a good seal so that water doesn't get into this device, okay? I'm going to be quiet while I'm doing it because it does make a sound, and you can tell. And then I just move it all around and push on it and make sure it's seated real nice before it goes up. All right? I am going to share my phone screen with y'all so you can see how to use the configurator app. So I already have the song meter configurator downloaded onto my cell phone. This is what it looks like on my phone, and I'm going to go ahead and tap it to open up the app. Now the device is actually off right now, so I'm going to go ahead and switch it on, and right next to the off and on switch is the pair button, and I'm going to hold that down until pair pops up on my screen. There it is. I'm going to release the button on the device and tap pair on my screen. Once it finishes doing its little circle, then you're going to tap configure. There's only a few things we need to look at. Every time this device goes out on a Monday, we're going to be doing this. It's the location and time zone, and this setting right here, which you may need to scroll down on your device to see that, but it's just below the send Bluetooth beacons and then the schedule. So first let's look at the location and time zone. And this is really just something we need to double check every time we set this device up in a new location. So you can enter, it should automatically pop up where you are. If this is not exactly where you are at, then you need to either manually enter the latitude and longitude, or you need to pick your location on this map and set it. Once that is done, you want to go down to the bottom of the screen and look at the time zone. We are Chicago time zone, and we just want to double check that and make sure that it is set. It might not be set the first time that you connect to the song meter configurator with the mini bat at your location. So just double check and make sure everything is good. And then we're going to back out of this. The back button is right up here at the top. All right, so the other thing that we wanted to look at was the schedule of when we're going to record. And this, again, may look different when you first attach, or when you first open up this app and turn on the mini bat. These settings may be different. So this is the one that we do want to use. It says record bats 30 minutes before sunset to 30 minutes after sunrise, subject to triggering. It's the last one on the list, and it's the one that we want to use. We don't even need to set anything else up. I do have the send Bluetooth beacons on mine, because you can check on the device in the middle of the week if you want to make sure everything's going okay. It uses minimal battery, so it's kind of a cool thing. So we're going to back up one more time, back button up at the top. And then we're just going to click unpair. And now that we are unpaired from the device, you can put the lid onto your song meter mini bat, and you can install it in the place where it is going to be recording bats. So just one more cool thing. We just unpaired, and I wanted to show you with the Bluetooth on, you can check on the status of the device. It tells you all kinds of cool stuff, like how much room is on the SD card, how much has been used, how many recordings there are. It also will tell you the temperature inside of the device and the battery level. So these are things that we're going to need to be checking on to make sure if we need to replace the batteries or put a new SD card in. So very easy to do, very helpful, and that is why I had that Bluetooth on. I hope this has been helpful. If y'all have any questions, feel free to contact me, and good luck recording bats.